I really want to touch on your relationship with Caroline.
Okay.
Everyone that's left the house has said that she's really lovely. What's your take?
So, I'm kind of fed up with people just saying it's pantomime now. Because you know what? Like, I'm judging everyone off their behaviours after we come out the house. And she's retweeting borderline racist stuff. She once went to me, gay people, and I was like, ooh.
Were there any debates where you felt like, oh, this is going a bit too far?
There was a conversation with George. He questioned my Britishness. He really went in on my British identity, and I was a bit like,
who was the biggest game player?
oh.
Who do you think was represented wrong on the show? Didn't get the best edit?
I think towards the end, Jenny. Yeah, they tried to paint her out to be mean when she's not.
If you could go back, would you do anything differently?
I would have laid off some of the interactions with Sam a little bit.
Have you spoken to Sam since the whole situation?
Well, this is timed quite well. So Sam actually reached out to me last night.
Welcome back to another episode of Spill and Will. Before we start this episode, are you subscribing? Because blink and subscribe. Because every week we get the best guests. Today, I am joined by my final Big Brother icon, because I've already interviewed my favourites. This is my final favourite. It's Zelah!
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am good. First time meeting you ever. This feels a bit weird because I've been literally watching you on TV for months. Well, 2 months. Is it 2 months?
Yeah, I was in there for 5 weeks.
Oh, period. So
quite.
1 month and a week.
Yeah.
How did you find your overall experience in the Big Brother house?
Crazy. Yeah, it was incredible, genuinely incredible experience. I feel like most of my time in the house was quite positive. Had met some friends for life, so yeah, I can't complain.
Oh my God. Yeah. Okay, I obviously want to talk about Big Brother, but I want to go before that. Why did you go on the Blinking show? What was your intentions to go on the show?
So I was scouted. So someone DM'd me a long time ago and was like, have you thought about applying to the show? I laughed. I said, absolutely not. And I showed my mum and my girlfriend, and they pushed me to do it. Because at the time, I was a small content creator. I was thinking of quitting my corporate job. So I was a project manager in investment research at the time.
Oh, didn't know that.
Yeah, and I was looking to quit and kind of follow my dream, which was building a personal training business for trans people and cis women.
That's amazing. It's build a space for just trans people, trans women as well. Did you?
Yes, so trans people and cis women as well, because I've trained as a woman and also as a trans man. So I just thought those are 2 areas I know a lot about, and they're also 2 areas that are abandoned in personal training.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, so I was like, I'd love to go down that route. So I started taking my content more seriously, and my mum and my girlfriend were like, it's a pretty big show, give it a go. And I thought, you know what, fine, I'll apply. And I applied. I kept getting further and further through the audition process. And the audition process is spread along months, by the way. So in my head, it was never going to happen, because they say so I was told 40,000 people apply or something. So I was like, there's no way. But I just kept getting further and further.
Then you got the show.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, here we are. So that was kind of honestly, a lot of my housemates that I spoke about the show, they really, really wanted to do it. I'll be completely honest, the idea of going on Big Brother filled me with a lot of anxiety beforehand. It was almost had they said you didn't get a show, I'd be like, okay, fair enough. Kind of a weight off my chest. And then the further I kept going, the more anxious I was getting about it. So I had a weird relationship with getting on the show. Yeah. And then when I got it, I was I think they never actually showed my reaction video on Late and Live, because I think compared to the others, it was a bit boring. Because I was just a bit that.
What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, that was me. I was like, are we sure? But I think everyone else was jumping around and stuff. So mine wasn't very entertaining, because I was just there
Had you watched the show before?
So I hadn't watched it since the 2010s, where they used to let everyone get really drunk.
No idea what was going on.
Yeah, everyone used to get really drunk and tell each other what they really feel. And obviously, it's not like that anymore. So the producers were to me, you need to watch last year's, maybe, just to catch up and see what ITV versions are like. So I quickly binge watched that before I went in. So,
okay,
yeah.
So did you feel prepared?
Yeah, I mean, I never went in with a game plan or anything, so it was more just prepared in the sense of you will have challenges and there'll be a shopping budget and stuff like that. So, yeah.
I think going on Big Brother is one scary, but going on there as a trans person and having to tell everyone your story, that's also a lot. I think as well, going on the show, did you feel what is everyone's going to say? At the minute as well, there's just a lot of heat on that topic.
Yeah.
So how were you nervous going on the show to share your story?
100%. I think like I wasn't naive enough to think that I can represent the entirety of the trans community, but I also know that people judge the actions of the entire community based on the actions of one person, and we see it
Yeah.
all the time. So I was so scared of getting it wrong.
That's a lot of pressure on your shoulders. Like just to think like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was scary. I'll be
Yeah.
honest. But yeah, I think it was really nice to come out of the house and see the amount of support I'd
So
have from my
much love.
community. It was amazing, and I'm so grateful for that.
Have
So
you had
yeah.
like a lot of amazing DMs?
Yeah, it's been really, really nice. And then the other day I was in Derry, visiting Jenny,
Dairy.
visiting our Jenny, and I met a few trans boys, and that just made it feel so worth it. Like it was
That's
amazing.
why you did it.
Yeah.
Well, in a way, like, do you mean you come out of that and think, I was that representation, because when you think about it, there isn't that much representation on TV, even for like just LGBT people in general.
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess that kind of comes into the pressure, doesn't it? I was a bit like, are we sure you want me to do this?
Yes.
But yeah.
You probably didn't believe you was actually going to go on, and then you made it onto
and I
the
was
show.
like, oh, I'm here now. So yeah.
Looking back, how do you find your overall experience went?
Good. Like, I think when I first came out, and I was shocked to find out some of the things in the last week that I genuinely had no idea about in the house. At first, I think the day after I left Big Brother was the only time in the entire experience where I almost regretted going on, because I was so overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And then, upon reflection, completely take that back. Like, I'm so glad I did it. I had such a good experience. I met some amazing friends that I'm going to keep in my life forever. Like, and also I learned a lot about myself. So yeah, no, I'm glad I did it. But I think it's been ups and downs. It's a whirlwind in there, but it's also a whirlwind when you get out.
I
So,
can
yeah.
imagine.
Yeah.
Well, you have no idea what's going on the outside. So then coming
Yeah.
out to all these edits on TikTok, like
Yeah.
like I think what's going on?
Yeah. Lots of edits.
I know lots of edits. How has have you ever received like a lot of hate from like going on the show?
No, like nothing different to what I had before, mainly, which was you'll always be a woman and people calling me she. And I'm like, all right, like you were never going to like me anyway. I think the hardest thing was the Sam stuff and like coming out to people
You
accusing
found that
me.
harder.
Yeah, I found that so hard because the like transphobia is something that I'm actually just kind of immune to now. I mean, I was making content before. I'm used to people being like that, and they're just yeah. And I'm just kind of like,
I've had gay, fag, all of it. I've had it all. Can
And-
we just get immune to it?
and the thing is, you're just never going to get along with those people in real life,
Hear
are
that.
you? Exactly. I think the harder thing is when people come after, like, for example, your integrity, and I was like,
Your
being
relationship
called,
as well.
Yeah, and that's probably the healthiest thing in my life. So I was like, what do you mean? Like, I had no idea that this kind of narrative was going on the outside. So I think that was probably harder.
But we never
Yeah.
saw you really talk about your relationship that much from
Which
the
is
show.
crazy.
And everyone that's
Yeah.
come off the show has said how much you spoke about your relationship.
Yeah.
So it is crazy. And then we just see the edits of like a connection that you had with certain people in the house. But
Yeah.
I think now I know it's just friends.
Yeah, because like I mean, I was worried the producers wouldn't get any content out of me because I do just talk about Francesca all the fucking time.
I love that though.
But it's also because like I don't have the close relationship with my family. So she was like on like emergency contacts and stuff like that. My contacts for the show, she's always been number one for everything, and she has been for the last 3 years. So yeah, for me, I had no idea that they didn't show any of me talking about her, but also I'm also in that kind of relationship which I know isn't traditional, in the sense that our boundaries are a lot more fluid than other people's. We both love a flirt. We both have those kind of friendships
Who
where you
doesn't
can love a flirt. Exactly. And I think people think flirting's inherently sexual, but I think no, I think flirting is about making the person you're talking to feel like you value them. It's about making them feel good. I enjoy that with all my friendships. So yeah.
I want to know how you guys met.
So we met in Lesbian Corner of a nightclub.
In Soho?
In Nottingham. So we both went
Oh.
to uni in Nottingham, and she was on a women's football team. I was on a women's rugby team. And we met in a nightclub, and we actually became friends because in the time I was in a relationship with someone else. This doesn't bode well for the current narrative. But we were best friends for almost a year. Like,
So you were
yes.
best friends first and then became a couple?
Yeah, yes.
Wow.
So we genuinely got to know each other on such a deep level, and we never understood why we connected so well. And then eventually I was single, and then as time went on, our best friendship became a bit more blurry. And yeah, then we
Has
ended
she
up
been there
dating.
like throughout your journey as well? From
Yes.
beginning to end?
Yeah, so we were a lesbian couple at first, and then eventually...
What a journey.
I know, what a journey.
I love
Poor
it
her.
though.
The girl signed up to a lesbian relationship. Now she's with a man with a goatee and a mullet. Poor her. But like, yeah, so she's loved me in every form. She loved me as a woman. She loved me when I was going through my little pubescent boy period where I had like little chin hairs, and well, I also went through top surgery. She nursed me during that. Like, yeah,
What a babe.
yeah, incredible person.
So she's
yeah.
been there for like every part of your journey.
Yeah, it's really rare that I can say that someone has loved me in literally every form you can think of, minus being maybe a cis man. But like, yeah, so she's...
How has her reaction been from you coming off the show?
I mean, she's always been my support network in everything I do, and she's always been so good at reassuring me. I think the hardest thing for her was when I was on the show, because we've spoken every single day since we met 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So to suddenly go no contact was really hard for her. And also like the backlash from the outside world, having to explain to everyone, no,
This is
that's
a thing. Yeah, like she had to make TikToks.
Yeah, I know. I went to the house, she had 400 followers. I came out, she had 20 plus K. I was like, oh my God.
I know.
So
I think because
yeah.
everyone was just like atting her. I think like,
Yeah.
respond.
Yeah, everyone's like, your boyfriend's cheating on you. She's like, he's cuddling his friends. You see him on the outside with his friends.
Literally. How do you feel about, this is the juicy one, but I feel like, have you spoken to Sam since the whole situation?
Well, this is timed quite well. So Sam actually reached out to me last night.
Oh, clock it.
So I responded to, I just saw their message this morning and I've sent them a voice note. So yeah, but we hadn't spoken at all off the
So
show.
it's quite awkward on Late and Live, that interaction.
I think that actually, admittedly, I feel like my reputation on the show was I kept my cool the whole time, especially in
you came
difficult
across
situations.
well.
Thank you.
Like, I loved you on the show.
But funnily enough, I will admit, I think Late and Live was probably the time I was the angriest in the whole show. I was
Sorry,
annoyed.
different side to Zelah.
Yeah, I was pissed. I was really annoyed. And like I explained this to Sam in the voice note earlier today. But like, I just, from my perspective, I went into that house. I was in some quite difficult scenarios sometimes, and I felt like I presented myself relatively well. And I came out, and there was this massive whirlwind of stuff that I had no idea what had happened. And I was seeing these conversations that Sam
The
was
dining
having.
rooms,
Yeah,
behind your back.
the conversation Sam was having with Nancy, and then getting into my bed and me thinking, when my friend goes to me, can I have a cuddle? I'm like, yeah, sure, come in. But had I known the conversations that were going on, I would not have done that. One, because I wouldn't have wanted to lead anyone on, because that's not okay. And two, just, well, out of general respect for my relationship, like, we're fine with cuddling people, but like, if I knew someone had feelings for me, it just would feel a bit murky. So yeah, it was tough coming out to that, because Sam was also my first safe space in that house, and I do have to admit, like, we did have a nice friendship. So yeah.
What was the message yesterday?
Well, they just said, can we talk, really? They just said, I hope you're well, like, can we talk?
And you've cleared the air and everything's good?
We have. So I've just sent a voice note to them, and they've sent one to me, but I haven't opened it yet, so we'll see.
Oh, okay.
I don't think we'll be friends, but I'm happy to clear the air. Because
Clear the air, keep it neutral. It is what it
Exactly.
is. You might bump into each other, so you have to just keep it mutual.
Exactly. And I think a lot of my anger has subsided since I watched your podcast with Jenny. And I saw Jenny talk about how Sam opened up to her about how they'd fallen in love with people for far less, kind of thing, and they'd had like certain things in the past, which I think is what Nancy tried to say on Late and Live, but I interrupted her because I did not want to hear what she had to say.
I'm seeing
I
red.
was like, Nancy, I've heard enough from you. No. So fair enough. But when I hear it from Jenny,
Fair enough.
Yeah, when I hear it from Jenny, I was like, oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that about Sam. I didn't know they'd had those past experiences, and it made me empathize with them more. So yeah, I definitely don't hold any anger anymore. But I was for a while, I'll be honest. But yeah.
I've had enough from you.
I
I didn't see that bit. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, from Nancy, she's a bad friend. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
but
I feel like she led the situation on, and I feel like as a friend, just let the person know.
Yeah.
This ain't ever going to be a thing.
Yeah, but that was kind of their behaviour throughout the house. I mean, she was convinced that Emily had a crush on her. Emily's one of the straightest people I've ever met.
She's so straight.
She's very straight.
Yeah.
But you know, like, what can you do? When you're bored in there, and when you're bored, you talk about people.
I think when you're bored in there, you also talk about politics.
Yeah.
There is so much politics.
We got told off about. Well, when Frida and Emily came in, Frida was like, stop talking about politics. Everyone's fed up
They
of
probably can't air a lot of it as well because it's just going to get people riled up and pissed off.
Yeah.
But we didn't really see many. Were there any like debates where like you felt like, oh, this is going a bit too far?
So there was a conversation with George, and I understand they aired this conversation, but they kind of clipped around it, where we spoke about, he was essentially saying, talking about Pakistani Independence Day and how he saw clips online of people celebrating Pakistani Independence Day. And I was like, hold on, as someone who's Indian, the British colonies did so much to India and Pakistan, like allow them to have their British independence. And George kind of said something along the lines of, in this conversation, he questioned my Britishness. He said, well, you clearly feel Indian. You're not British. And I was like, I grew up in South London, mate. Like,
yeah.
What? And that for me was a bit striking. And it showed me going into the diary room and saying, I've never had someone question my Britishness before. But they never really showed him actually doing it. So it was like, it kind of made it look like I was a bit dramatic at the moment in time. But no, he really went in on my British identity. And I was a bit like...
From what I've seen, I probably don't think he thinks me and you are British.
Yeah.
Even though we're born here, I don't think he thinks we're British.
But you know what? I think George is, unfortunately, he's going down the far right pipeline, but I think in the house, and I do have to give credit to this, I do think some of my most interesting conversations were with him, because he was open to listening and there was like some constructive feedback. I had a conversation with him about, I don't know if it ever showed him calling Jenny love during an argument.
Oh yeah.
And I told him off for that. And what they didn't show was me and him went inside, and at first he went on this rant about, well, you're giving women power because you're saying they can say words that men can't and whatever. And we went down a route of questioning and I was kind of dissecting it. And by the end he went, okay, so what should I call her instead? And he actually took on the feedback. And I think that was a good example of, there was something in George where I do think there was, he could have gone down a better route, but unfortunately, as soon as he was kicked out, me and Fairshawler knew he was going to be taken on by people who are unfortunately going to...
I don't think that's really him, though. I think it's part of who he is, but I also do think, like, he knows what he's doing, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, it's true. Like, me and Fairshawler spoke about this a lot. It's hard as people of colour, as queer people, we're often expected to educate. And sometimes we're just tired.
Yeah.
Like, we can't do it all the time. Like, I was saying this to Tasia, because Tasia, bloody hell, she was fed up with some people's bullshit in the house sometimes. And poor
Love Tasia.
And her being 18 years old, the way that girl carries herself.
Said it to Shola. I was like, it's amazing. Like,
Yeah.
I wish I was like that when I was 18. Level-headed, knew what to say, like, just so smart.
Yeah, so intelligent. Just, like, incredible. And I saw a thing that Caroline was on recently, and I think she was atting Tasia, and she said something along the lines of, people in that house, they're just following what their parents think. And I think Caroline and some others did try to put out this narrative of Tasia being easily led by who? I couldn't lead that girl. Are you kidding me? She wouldn't listen to me. She told me to fuck off. She absolutely, like, yeah, I've never met such a strong-minded, strong-willed 18-year-old.
I really want to touch on your relationship with Caroline.
Okay.
Because I feel like that was a up and down. But everyone that's left the house has said that she's really lovely. What's your take?
So, I do think when we were in the house, and it was shown that the last thing I said to Caroline was, you're not the villain, like, don't worry. Because I do think it was kind of a well thought out thing that we all just thought she was getting a bad edit. However, after coming out of the house and seeing some of the things that she said in the diary room, especially like some really harmful narratives, and I'm sure Fairshawler's told you about some of the consequences of the narratives that she fed, I'm kind of fed up with people just saying it's pantomime now. Because you know what? Like, I'm judging everyone off their behaviours after we come out of the house. And she's retweeting borderline racist stuff. She's been on some pretty questionable podcasts saying some questionable things.
I've not seen any of her podcasts yet. She's been on any?
So she's been on Talk TV, and I think she was on, there was something else where the stuff she retweets, I think, gives us a good insight into her mind at the moment. And she also retweeted something where it was a podcast that essentially said what she said to me wasn't that bad. And I was like, why are we backpedaling?
It was bad, and I want people to know, like, how bad that is. Because I don't think in that situation she realised it was bad.
Yeah, so it was hard watching it back, because you know what? In that moment in time, like, what they didn't show was evening before, maybe 2 evenings before, I had this really lovely conversation with Caroline where I took her through my entire journey, and she was really receptive.
That evening?
Just like, I think literally the day before, or like 2 days before, where I told her about my journey, I told her about me being trans. I took her from like when I was 6 years old to now, and she was really receptive. She clearly never met anyone like me, but I thought that's why I went into this experiment, because a lot of people have not met someone like me. I haven't met someone like Caroline, and it was great. And we had this lovely conversation, and it didn't show that. And like, coming back to your original question, like our relationship in the house, like we did have some really fun moments. Funny enough, I think the night before I got kicked out was actually like I went up to her with this fake hand while she was sleeping and like played a prank on her, and she like screamed. So we had that kind of like thing going on. But during that situation, I really meant everything I said when I forgave her, and I'll never hold that situation against her, because when I forgive someone, I mean it. And I think we are all allowed to make mistakes, and that's okay. Watching it back was harder because I see that, yes, she did say as soon as it happened, "Oh, I'm dead now. Oh, I'm going to be gone now." So her initial reaction wasn't, "I've hurt this person in front of me." It was,
How I'm going to look.
How I'm going to look. So it was hard to see that, because I didn't notice that in that moment in time, because there was a lot going on.
What does it do to you when that happens? I want to be kind of put in your head, because I want people to understand like how much that affects you.
Yeah, it was hard because obviously I went into the house and no one knew I was trans. They unquestionably thought I was a man. So then to have that happen after someone knows, it kind of plants a seed in your brain that, oh, you do see me as a woman. You do see me a certain way, and purely because I've told you. And it almost, at that moment in time, I did feel really vulnerable. I do have a tendency to, in those kind of situations, want to make sure the other person was okay.
Yeah, but I noticed you did that straight after as well.
Well, actually, I was quite proud of myself because I took time in the diary room. I think usually I wouldn't do that. I'd just go straight into, it's fine, don't worry about it mode. But I took that time. It did hurt me, and I was quite shocked by how it hurt me, actually, because it's been a long time since I've been put in that kind of situation. And yeah, I took the time. Big Brother was amazing. What they didn't show was I was in that diary room for like an hour. And then I came out, and one of the most beautiful things that came from that situation is I came out and I had Sam, Nancy, Faye Scholler, Farmer Cam, Jenny, Tasia as well. All 6 of them were just unquestionably there for me, and it made me feel really, really safe and just looked after.
Yeah, that's
and
amazing.
Yeah, which was obviously before the Jenny Nancy thing, which kind of tore that friendship group apart a little bit. But like, that was a really lovely moment.
How do you think the boys were in that situation? Were they quite supportive in that situation?
We didn't really touch on it that much. I think Tate did ask me if I was alright, and Marcus did as well, but I just don't think they knew what to do about it. I don't know if I now know what editing is like, so I can't blame them for this, but I did see when it happened there was a lot of laughing that went on. But then again, in that situation, I know when people feel awkward they can laugh. I had a few conversations with Sam about this, about when we laugh in those kind of moments, it can make things worse. However, with that one, I kind of do understand, and also I do think maybe it was a bit of editing that made it look like the boys were giggling. I think they just didn't know what to do with themselves. But yeah,
I hear it, but it really annoyed me. The laughing really annoyed me. I was just like, in that situation, like, guys, it's not funny.
Yeah, fair enough. And luckily I had people like Fair Shoulder and Tasia who told her off, really, and just kind of, especially Fair Shoulder, kind of just went, well, Zelah is a man, so let's move on. And just like, which was helpful, because had I been in that situation alone, it probably would have not felt safe enough to take the time that I needed to. But I was lucky to have good people around me.
When you came out, did you when you like told everyone like your story and stuff, do you feel like there was a shift in anyone?
Not really. I think
good.
maybe Caroline a bit, but I think maybe after that situation more than anything, because I think there was a bit of guilt there, and that's okay. But no, I think everyone did make me feel, I was going to say normal. Normal's the wrong word, but you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like you fitted in.
Yeah, like, and so I felt good in that sense. And I think it probably explains some of the things to the boys, because I'm not a lad's lad. I'm not that kind of person. Like, I do have straight male friends, a lot of straight male friends, but they're a very specific kind of masculinity, which I think Farmer Cam embodies quite well, that kind of soft masculinity.
Yeah.
So that, like, I don't have a lot of Cameron B's in my life, if that makes sense. And it probably explained to them a little bit why, like, I was always off with the girls. Like, naturally, straight away, I clicked with the girls. It took a few days because it is harder when you look like this to make those kind of friendships that you're used to, because I went to an all-girls school, so I naturally just feel comfortable.
What the hell?
I know, tough times. But I just naturally feel comfortable around femininity.
Yeah.
So it's probably why the first 24 hours in the house was really hard, because no one knew I was trans and probably didn't know why I wanted to be around the girls more.
Because that's, you probably felt that was like your comfort space. Like that's your friends at home. Like,
absolutely. And that's why Sam was my first safe space in the house, because Sam saw the scars when we were in the hot tub and knew. Because I think queer people tend to know what the scars mean.
Yeah, I kind of know what you mean.
Yeah, exactly. So that was, funny enough, I've spoken to girls about this afterwards, after we all became friends, and they're like, yeah, we all just thought you were a fuckboy. I was like, I'll take
Love
it.
Love that.
Yeah, so yeah.
Can we talk about your heritage? What country are you from?
So my mum's Indian and my dad's English.
Wow, and you went to an all-girls school.
Yeah, in
South
South London.
What was that like?
Interesting. I mean, I was bullied for being a man when I was like, from the age of 11 up to like 14, 15.
No way. So was you like in a bit of a tomboy era?
Oh, I was caking my face in foundation. I was trying so hard to be a woman, and I was so bad at it. I was like cosplaying. I don't know if it's the way I spoke, the way I walked, but it's just always been something inherently masculine about me. And no matter how hard I tried, how many dresses I put on, how much makeup I put on, I just never fitted the role.
Yeah.
So things got a lot better when I was around 15 and I was outed as bisexual.
You was outed?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But I was dating a girl.
Was this in school period?
Yes, yeah. But I was dating a girl in year above, which kind of gave me aura points, which helped. And then everyone left me alone. And then the people that did bully me stopped, because I think at that point it then becomes homophobia in a sense. So they left me alone. And from then everything was better, I guess.
How has like your family's reaction been to like everything?
So, my mum and dad are teachers. So,
oh wow, okay.
So yeah, like pretty left, pretty liberal, and that was fine. But the person who was closest to me growing up was my Dida, my grandma, on my mum's side. So she's an Indian Hindu, and she was unfortunately quite homophobic when I was growing up. The two people she hated were Muslims and gay people, which like, as her being the most loving person I know.
In my culture as well, I have an aunt like that as well.
Yeah, so as much as I spent my childhood trying to also tell her to stop being Islamophobic, she grew up in the Indian partition, so from a very young age she was there during the civil war of Hindus and Muslims. So as much as I completely disagree with her Islamophobia, I can understand it more because you've unfortunately grown up in these really toxic environments, and both sides were just as bad as each other. But with gay people, I was like, what did they do? And there's nothing in Hindu texts to say that being gay is bad. It's unfortunately just a cultural thing. And she once went to me, gay people are evil to the core. And I was like, ooh. I never heard
that
her.
Is deep.
Yeah, and I was like, I've never heard you speak like that. And so I was really scared. And at this time you was
bi?
So, yeah, I was a lesbian in denial at the time, I would say, but I thought I was bi, which is funny because now I would call myself a bisexual man, but that's a whole...
all of us. I was just gay from the get-go, but I know a lot of people, a lot of gays are bi, then gay.
must be nice to just...
I just was like, I ain't kidding no one. I ain't kidding no one. Like, I just knew.
What age did you realise you were...
Oh my God, I think I came out when I was like 15.
Okay.
15, 14, but literally like from the get-go was very feminine and like always had that feminine energy, but I think I always knew that I was a guy that just loved to express himself through wearing makeup, through wearing girls' clothes and just expressing me, like without, like who gives a fuck what gender is on clothes and stuff, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just what made me feel confident. But it's really interesting to hear your experience. I feel like a lot of people are going to relate to that.
Yeah, but I was actually really, I want to ask what your parents were like.
So my parents are Peruvian, so Spanish Latino culture. Okay. So it's very like, I was the first ever gay person in the family. They don't actually understand anything to do with gay people. My dad literally grew up telling me throughout my whole life, like, gay people sin, like they're the worst, literally, like they're the worst of the worst. So having to come out to them was really hard, but I think over time it's gotten so much better. And I think
Yeah.
I always tell like my younger audience, like it always gets better over time.
Yeah, absolutely. But I was really lucky with the case of my grandma, because that really ate away at me. And I think I was 18 at university at this point, like drove motorbikes, had my sleeve, like hair scooped up to one side, lip ring, like I was a stereotype. Everyone in my life knew I was gay except the closest person to me. So I gave her a letter when I was back from uni one day, and then ran off back to uni. I left it a few days, gave her a call, and she picked up the phone like it was a normal phone call, and I was like, did she read the letter? Did she put it in the recycling? Like, she's not saying anything. So I asked her about it, and she went, oh yeah, no, I read your letter, you like women, like that's okay, like I love you.
Aww.
And it's the only time I think in my entire life I've happy cried.
Yeah.
Ever. Because,
like a relief.
Yeah, like after years of just being so scared to tell this person, it turned out to be okay. Like it was fine. So yeah, that was my coming out story, I guess.
And your parents and everything, everyone's been so cool with it?
Yeah, so I mean, my dad passed away 2 days before Christmas in 2022, and so he actually never met me as a man. He didn't know I was trans, and around the time where he got diagnosed with cancer, so pancreatic cancer was very quick. So within 5 months of him being diagnosed, he passed away.
Oh my God, that's so
yeah, so it's a quick one.
I never knew that.
Yeah, it's crazy because you essentially the way that diagnosis works is it gets identified really, really late. And during the time of his diagnosis, I kind of started to come to terms with the fact that I might be trans. I'd put myself on the NHS waiting list. But I never told him because it just wasn't important in that moment in time. Because it wasn't like with my grandma where I was like, if you die and don't know I'm gay, like I'm going to regret this for the rest of my life. My dad, I know he would have embraced his son. He wouldn't have cared.
Yeah.
So, and funny enough, him passing away was part of the reason I was eventually able to afford to privately transition. But yeah, so with that, and then I told my mum a few weeks before I went on testosterone, because I was like, I should probably tell you because I'm going to grow a beard soon. So I did. And that was, throughout that, my transition story or coming out as trans story is a lot less dramatic than my coming out as gay story because it was so gradual. Like, other than having to tell my mum I'm going on testosterone, that was the only person I came out to. Everyone else, it was like slowly the pronouns changed. Slowly I decided I was going to medically transition. Oh, I also want to cut my tits off. Like, it just like...
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it was quite...
How long is the waiting list?
Well, coming out the house, I found out the average is now 25 years. But I think that's because...
25 years!
It's crazy.
I'd be
That's
50
my age.
if I started now.
Yeah, exactly.
What the hell?
So I think this is an average taken from, because I've heard, this could be incorrect, I've heard this word of mouth.
25 years?
Apparently it's because there is a clinic in Scotland that has the waiting time of around 200 years or something ridiculous. So I think that's taken the averages up. But I think for most people, you're looking at like 7-8 years.
Oh my God.
Which is crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
That's ages.
Yeah.
But like, and also like realistically, a lot of people can't afford to do privately.
Yeah.
So you're in a very sticky situation.
Yeah, the trans community is just a never-ending
cycle
thing of GoFundMes. That is it, really. It's just, yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything at the moment that's going on that you maybe want to shed light on? Because I think I saw on your TikTok recently, you spoke about the fact that trans people are being stopped or something from going into set spaces?
Yes, so the EHRC are bringing out new guidance for service workers, essentially saying that they withhold the right to ban people from using particular toilets based on the way they look.
Based on the way you look?
Yeah. So
that's a really dangerous game.
It's a really dangerous game.
Judgment. Like, you're just judging by the way someone looks.
Exactly. And as someone who was a masculine woman for many years...
So you've seen both sides.
Yeah, completely. And it got to the point, so I was just a woman with a skin fade at the time, using the woman's toilet. And I got so much abuse, like every single time.
From going into a female's toilet?
Yeah, all the time. Like, I was
what would
getting...
people say?
Well, so you'd get the more casual ones where they're just like, sir, you're in the wrong place. And I'd be like, no, I'm a woman. And they'd leave you alone. But a lot of the time it could be quite dark. People could get really abusive, really angry. One time I got dragged down a flight of stairs by 2 bouncers in a club. I was ironically there with my women's rugby team. And I was dragged down the stairs and they were saying to me, oh, you think you're funny going into the women's toilets? And they wouldn't let go of me until I flashed my bra at them.
Oh my God.
And they let me go. Didn't really say sorry and then just walked off. But I'm stubborn, if you haven't noticed. And I essentially made it my mission I went to all the women's sports teams at my uni, got out, like, bear in mind, terrible at maths, I got out like pie charts. I did surveys to find out essentially this club and the security system they had been abusing people, had been really rude to people, had been misgendering people.
Well, the fact that you have to lift up your top is literally sexual assault.
Yeah.
Like, what? Like, why are you having to do that? That shouldn't even be a thing.
I had to do it so many times. But, like, long story short...
That's crazy. That's happened loads of times to you.
So many times. But long story short, I made it my mission to essentially sort out the security company that was doing this, because they were doing it in multiple different places. And they were doing all sorts of stuff, not just misgendering people. So that was... So I actually used this in job interviews, because I'm like, they were like, tell me about a time that you went out of your way to, and I'm like, well,
this is the time. Here we go.
But no, so I flashed a lot of security guards in those years. Just to prove.
What the hell?
I had one time where I was drunk, and I accidentally hooked up my sports bra too.
Oh my God.
Nipple. Just whoops.
What?
Like, yeah, so, but yeah, that was, and that's the thing, I think it's a really good example of the fact that it doesn't just harm trans people, it harms cisgender women as well. And it's all under the guise of protecting women, but actually it harms more women than you're protecting.
And I always find it's always the cis men that are the ones like vouching for this. And I'm just like I don't get that.
And it's the ones that never care about women's safety and other elements of life.
Looking at other things as well. They're just focused on this one topic. And it's like, you do realise trans people don't even take up like what it's like 1% of the population. Yeah. But they're worried about the wrong percent.
Yeah, it's the same as the trans women in sports debates that you get in the US. Like, trans athletes make up 0.002%, I think it is, of sports federations. And yet, the amount they're spoken about, you would have thought they were 99%. I know, it's crazy.
It's such a hot topic. It must be just... I don't know why. Do you know why? Is it just to get people to like? Obviously, it must be like numbers, just because people click on it and stuff. Because there's even like YouTubers as well that I know that like literally their page is just by being transphobic. Yeah. Have you seen that guy on YouTube? He wears this like banner thing on the front and back, and he just literally walks around London, Manchester, and it just says the most transphobic things, and that is his channel.
Is he ugly?
Yeah,
they're always ugly.
A cis bold man.
Yeah, hate ages people. They're always ugly, or they're really, really genderqueer looking. Like, I found there was a few that have put up stuff about me, and I'm like, you look like you could be the best non-binary individual, but here you are spreading hate, and I'm like, just join us.
Literally. But also as well, like, they don't actually understand, and they don't even have any trans friends, or they didn't even have any LGBT friends. Yeah, I know. So like, but you have such a strong opinion about it. This guy has actually really pissed me off. That is literally his content. I'm surprised you've never seen it. It's like really viral at the minute. That is literally all he posts. Oh, really? And it's like, you've literally made a career out of just spreading hate. Like, what a great way to use your platform. Yeah. Doesn't make any sense.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, let me go back to my question. Yeah, no worries. I've gone down a rabbit hole.
No, it's fine.
Big Brother. Should we do some quick fire Big Brother questions?
Yeah, go on.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll start.
Who was the biggest game player?
Oh, Caroline.
Everyone says Caroline. Mm-hmm. Right, what clique was you in? Because there was cliques in the Big Brother house.
Yeah, so I would say Fairshola, Tasia, Cameron, Jenny were like my main people that I was around.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Who do you think was represented wrong on the show? Like, didn't get the best edit?
I think towards the end, Jenny. Like,
yeah, I think so too a bit.
Yeah, they tried to paint her out to be mean when she's not. Jenny is just the most honest human you'll ever meet.
Jenny.
Yeah, exactly. And like, yeah.
I love her so much.
Incredible one-liners. And I get that they tried to paint her as like coming after Cameron. And when I say these two are literally like, they're so tight. Mm-hmm. Like,
and she explained that situation as well. And I was like, now that makes sense. Because I don't know why that happened. Like, they kind of got a weird edit towards the end. Yeah. But she was my favourite to win.
Oh, incredible. I said it on the first week. I literally was like, she's incredible. Like, she's
going to win.
She's going to win.
She's going to win.
Yeah, other person is Marcus. He's actually really funny.
Yes, everyone really says Marcus is so funny, but we never saw it. We just saw him and Elsa the whole entire time. Bless him. Yeah. If they ever break up, that's going to be horrible to watch back. They're just literally together the whole entire time.
Really? I haven't watched it back.
Have you not watched it back?
No, I've watched 2 episodes.
Okay. Is that episode 1 and episode 2?
No, so episode 2, which is literally just Farmer Cam talking about farming the entire time.
One icon.
Literally, and the Caroline episode where she misgendered me because a lot of people reference it. So I was like, I should probably watch it.
Did you watch your exit day?
I have not, no.
Oh, I would have watched that. I mean, iconic.
Really?
10, 9, 8.
No, because I did not like rinse that moment in the way I should have. I just ran out.
I would have shat
Hairline
myself.
goes back because of the fucking wind. Because I just panicked, and when I panic, I run.
Yeah.
So I just ran, and I just wanted to find Francesca. So I just like.
Was she in the crowd?
Yeah. So I ran past AJ and Will, ignored them, and just found her, which was great. But like, yeah, I didn't savor the moment.
Have you heard they're getting rid of Late and Live?
I have.
What
Is
the
this
hell?
confirmed?
I don't know. It might just be rumours. It could. I
Yeah.
don't know. But apparently they're getting rid of Late and Live, and apparently the Celebrity Big Brother is going to be later on next year.
Oh, I don't understand them getting rid of it because at least it doesn't need to be every night. Like, yeah.
Yeah,
but
I know.
maybe
Can
once a
we
week.
like? I love to see the interview after. That has to stay
Yeah.
in because I love to just know the goss straight off you've come off the show. But that is quite a lot though, because I can imagine though, you've been in the house for a few weeks, you get evicted, and then you're literally sat in an interview.
Yeah.
Like you've not had a minute to breathe or focus, or even debrief.
Yeah.
You're thrown into it. You're not even being told what the questions are going to be.
Yeah, it's terrifying, especially when you found out you've been part of a romance that you had no idea about.
This is the thing. You're like, was your face just like, what? Wait,
Yeah.
what's going on?
Yeah, people have clipped saying that I was crying during my Late in Life. I wasn't. I just had heavy eyeliner on, which Sam did for me, funny enough. And I'm just shell shocked. But no, I wasn't crying.
If you
But
could
yeah.
go back, would you do anything differently?
In Big Brother,
Yeah.
I would have laid off some of the interactions with Sam a little bit, just because like if I'd have known that they had feelings, I would not have, like, for example, let them cuddle with me in bed. So I would have changed that. But other than that, no. Like I'm quite happy with the interactions I had in Big Brother.
Who was the fakest?
Caroline.
Caroline.
Again, I know people seem to be like, actually, because she was so real, and I'm like,
Zelah, I'm
actually,
surprised
I
it's
think
spilling the
not.
tea. I love it.
No,
Yes!
I'm a big gossip.
I was like, I wasn't expecting this from you, but I love it.
I think I've been clipped to seem really reserved. No,
Low
I'm a massive
key,
gossip.
yeah.
I went to an all-girls school.
Oh, so
I'm
you
a
know,
gossip.
you know how to bitch, you know how to gossip, you know how to spill the fucking tea.
Yeah.
And I hate it when people come on this podcast and don't spill tea. Come on the
Yeah,
pod and
no,
spill tea.
That's why I'm here.
Who was your least favourite housemate?
Well, it
Caroline.
has to be Caroline. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I really liked everyone. And I like Caroline in there. It's just
Yeah.
unfortunately some of the stuff she's done since we come out. I'm like, so yeah.
Who was your favourite housemate?
Veshola.
How are you
Obviously.
two? What's
Oh,
the
amazing.
tea?
Yeah, good. I mean, she's going to be my friend for life. She doesn't have a choice. But yeah, so she's been
Watching
incredible.
you guys together was amazing on the show.
So before I went on the show, I said to my girlfriend, I was like, one of the things that I miss the most about transitioning is those female friendships. There's just another level of intimacy and just love that you get in those kind of girl and girl friendships, or at least feminine friendships.
So did you
And
feel like it changed when you transitioned?
100%. Like, I still have my close friends from before, but a lot of my girlfriends are from uni, so we're all spread around the country, and a lot of my friends at home are actually like straight men, and you just like, I said to my girlfriend before I went, I really want to find a friendship in there, hopefully with a woman that we can like hold hands and just hug and like
Kiki.
just the way that I used to be, and I got that in Fair Shola. And that narrative I was expecting when I came out of the house. Sorry, I'm nearly cleared my throat. That narrative I was expecting when I came out of the house, like that people would be like, okay, this bearded man in a relationship is holding hands with his friends. I was like, whatever. It's like, my girlfriend will not give a shit. So I expected. The Sam thing was more of a shock. But with Fair Shola, like, it was just, I was hoping to find a friendship just like the tiniest bit like that. So to have that kind of friendship, it just made me so happy. Like, she was my safe space in the house. She was everyone's safe space in the house.
Oh,
to be
yeah,
fair.
you can tell.
Yeah.
Bless her, I love her. She didn't get a good edit though.
Yeah, I know. Like,
she did at the start, and then when like the little things started happening in the hot tub, I was a bit like, oh.
Like, justice for her, because like, she cooked for everyone. She was everyone's bloody support network, and she came out and everyone was like, you had a horrible edit. I was like, oh.
I love her though. She came in great. You could tell she's got good intentions, and her energy, when she was in this room, I just loved her aura. So yeah, good vibes.
Yeah, she's actually quite funny, shockingly.
She's funny?
Yeah, I know.
Clock it. Right. Is there anything edited you wish aired?
There's definitely stuff that I wish was there, but I don't know. I think more like there were more friendships in the house than they made out, I think. And when Emily and Farida came in, we found that out quite quickly because like they were shocked, for example, that me and Faye were friends with Caroline. She was like, they were like, you speak to each other? We're like, yeah. So I think the way that it was edited was that there were more clicks than there actually were. I think we're a lot more harmonious as a house than they think, and they were just showing us in like pairs. But for example, I had a beautiful friendship with Farmer Cam. Like we had an incredible friendship.
Didn't see that.
Yeah,
we didn't
found
see that.
And I think people were shocked when, as soon as he came out the house, we had this huge hug. We like had this huge embrace, and everyone in the audience went, "Oh, like they were friends." Like, what? He's actually staying at my house for the last 2 days. Yeah. Oh yeah, I've told you this. Yeah, sorry.
Farmer Cam is staying at Zelah's place because he's out here protesting.
Yeah. Free the farmers.
Yeah,
not
free the farmers.
From their inheritance.
Took me an
tax.
hour and a half to get into studio today because there were tractors all over the place. That's okay. I don't mind that. If it's Farmer Cam doing it, everyone needs to be more like Farmer Cam.
I agree. More like Farmer Cam. I agree.
So, do you look at your overall experience? How do you feel? Out of 10.
Out of 10. Oh. 7.5.
7.5.
Okay. Like,
It's a good experience.
It was good. I just feel like if I could just talk to my girlfriend at some point tonight, I'd be better. Like my week 3 was hard.
Yeah.
It was really hard.
I can imagine because like a day in there feels like you're in there for it forever.
Literally. And I think week 3, I think all of us started to get really homesick then. But I think especially me, Jenny and Tasia were really suffering that week 3.
Did you ever get in trouble by Big Brother that never got aired? Because Jenny told me she got in trouble quite a few times.
Yeah.
And I was like, we never saw that. Like warning, secret things going on.
So the things I got in trouble for were just like petty things, but all the time I felt like a school child. Like I think they aired me once doing pull-ups on this like archway. I did that every single day until they told me to get off. So
were you breaking the thing?
Yeah, it was fine. It was so like the production team need to have better faith in their abilities because it was fine. But every single day I'd do it until they told me to get down because I had this theory. Well, if I do as many pull-ups as I can every day, like we'll maintain some kind of build. So I kept doing that every day. So they told me off for that every day. Also, like I never had I have ADHD, so I would leave my mic in certain things. Like you're allowed to take it off when you shower, really, and that's supposed to be it, and when you sleep. But I would leave it in certain areas of the house. And Elsa was the same. Elsa and me were probably the ones that left our mic every all the bloody time. So you'd hear it all the time. But other than that, like nothing serious. I think some warnings which are like slap on the wrist that they probably didn't show us. Like for example, Tate went through a phase of practicing for Marcus's cookout. And he went through this phase where he was like daggering and whining everywhere in the house in honor to in the name of practicing for the cookout. And he was also learning how to speak patois. And Big Brother brought him into the diary and was like,
You can't do that.
He was like, you need to stop putting on a Jamaican accent. Like, so you have things like that which weren't aired, but they weren't like, weren't deep.
Yeah, because Jenny was telling me, like, I was like, wait, what? We never saw that.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
What did she tell you she got in trouble for?
She got in trouble for, what was it for? I think just she said something Irish, and obviously she doesn't mean bad intent, but I think people from Ireland, they just have a different vibe.
Yeah.
And they don't actually mean fuck off. Do you know what I mean? It's just fuck off just to anything.
You can shove your cake up your hole.
Literally, shove your cake up your hole.
Yeah.
Are you happy with the winner?
Yes. Yeah.
I feel like you was rooting for Richard.
I was, yeah, completely. Like, I don't know how much of it was there, but I was standing up for Richard in certain areas because, like, I just think, I don't think that Caroline's behaviour to him was just pantomime sometimes. I think sometimes it was a bit mean. But he's a nice guy, and I understand he has come out and he's said, like, we did, because credits to Caroline, they didn't show some of the like interactions that she had with him or even me. Like,
what
she wasn't.
Is Richard, by the way? A random topic. I tried to find him on Instagram. I'm not reached out
on
yet.
TikTok.
Is he on TikTok?
Yeah, you're not trying hard enough.
No,
He's on TikTok.
I know, I'm not trying hard enough. But is he vlogging, posting?
Yeah, similar to Farmer Cam, like no editing, just like presses play. Talks,
I love it.
Puts the phone down, and they don't even edit like the reaching for the camera or anything. Everything, you get raw footage, and that's what he said. I actually texted him yesterday. He's got a book launch on Saturday or something.
Oh, so clock it, Richard! He said, "I've got 100k in the bag. I am gonna do it."
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, no, I think Richard's a good example of like niceness wins in the end, and it was nice. I was happy with the winner. I wanted Farmer Cam. I wanted Tasia to win.
Same.
Because like
Tasia, Jenny.
Yeah, absolutely. But the thing is, the reason why I didn't, when people asked me towards the end, who do you want to win, I didn't say Jenny. It was like, Jenny's gonna smash it regardless. I was in Derry on the weekend. She's a celebrity. She's built for life.
She's Queen of Ireland right now.
Absolutely. So that's why I was like, I'd love Tasia to win, because also like a young woman of color who has such a strong mind.
18 years old.
Just be, yeah. So I was gutted when she didn't make the final. But
What
yeah.
have your DMs been like since leaving?
Yeah, like really just lovely. Like,
yeah, I've seen some
quite
edits
lovely.
of you on TikTok, like, you know, the ones that are like, dirt,
Yeah.
I'm like, the saucy ones.
And it's so funny because I've seen some of the comments like, guys, here's a girlfriend, and my girlfriend's in the comment section like, keep them coming. Keep 'em coming. Yeah, so she loves it. But yeah, no, it's been
You're loving the edit.
interesting. She sends me all of them, so I do see them, which yeah, it's been interesting.
Random one, but obviously like you're a fitness trainer, you work out, you love to work out. How do you do that in the Big Brother house? Did you have like a circuit?
With great imagination. So I actually, there was, I found out after I left that they could still see the trail that I'd left in the garden, because I used to do 100 laps a day of the garden. And then I just
you made it work. You found a way to just do it.
Yeah, and in that fake grass, there was just this little like footpath that I'd made. And
From running around in laps.
Literally, like you would have thought that was the definition of insanity, right? Just like going around the set. Like Farmer can be having his morning tea and I'd just be talking to him whilst I'm going around in a circle.
It's giving claustrophobic, Darren.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
giving get me out.
Yeah.
When you left, you're like, thank God, I can feel air.
The biggest thing was the lights. So like
They look bright.
I'm not using a main light ever again. Ever again. I'm a lamp person and candlelight person for the rest of my life. Like I just, oh my God. But yeah.
What was the food like in there? Obviously you can order what you want and stuff.
Yeah.
But like, what would you guys eat daily? What was the food?
Well, it depended if we were on basic economy or luxury, I guess.
I know the economy didn't look good.
Oh yeah, that was tough. I think economy was all right. Like it was fine. Like you had mince, you had sausages, you had eggs, you had stuff.
That's just basic rations.
Yeah, and you know what? Like my physique was looking good in there, so I was happy. Luxury. The day we got luxury, I ate an entire packet of Marylands in about 5 minutes. So actually, I was like, you know what? I'm over luxury. I need to get it away from me.
Well, yeah, because I guess if you're bored, you're just eating.
Yeah, completely. You got nothing to do, so you just munching away.
Did the producers ever be like, guys, come on, give us something. We're bored.
So you could tell when they wanted certain things out of us because we suspiciously get more alcohol that evening or
makes
something
sense.
like that. Yeah.
Give us something, spice it up.
Yeah. Like there was one day where they randomly gave us tequila shots. We were like,
they said, guys, you're boring.
Yeah,
fucking take some shots.
Yeah, but one shot each. I was like, guys, I need a bit more. If you want something out of me, I need at least 4. But yeah.
Did you clash with anyone in the house a lot?
Not really. I'm not very like confrontational person, but I'm a direct person. So I think Asian upbringing, I don't like sweeping things up under the rug because I grew up with it and I hate it. So like I think the house really taught me. I went into the house with 2 aims. One was to make at least one good friend. The other was to learn how to be more direct. And I think I really got that, especially for example my friendship with Sam. Like when Sam did certain things, it was hard for me, but I did address them on it. And I was like, by the way, you've just done this and I think this comes across like this or whatever. And I think that really taught me a lot. And also even when Caroline saved and replaced me, and I think her reason was bollocks, I told her, I was like, look, I'm all right with you putting me up, but I think you've lied about it. And it taught me a lot. So I think it was more things like that rather than like clashes necessarily.
What was it like living with Farida?
So,
Mother.
When she got put into the house, my mum went to my brother, Zelah's going to struggle because Farida is going to remind him of all the aunties at the family functions. And no, you know what? Like I got along with Farida quite well. She is a lot. And when you wake up at 9 a.m. or whatever it was to bright lights and someone going, energy, sometimes you need to take
Enough's enough.
a few deep breaths.
Yeah.
But no, like Farida she is a bundle of joy, isn't she?
And she loves cheese and onion Pringles.
Yeah, which I didn't find out until I left the house.
Every time.
Yeah, I did a Big Brother themed house party, and two of my friends came as Farida and her Pringles. And I was like, wow, iconic.
That is iconic.
Yeah.
Final question. I was searching you on TikTok today, just did a bit of research. Abu Dhabi. What the fuck happened in Abu Dhabi?
So I was on my way back I went to the Maldives and Sri Lanka with my girlfriend. She then went to Vietnam. I had to come home to start my corporate job at the time. And I hadn't changed my passport from female to male yet because this was in the period, like testosterone happens quick, right? And this was in the period of from 3 months, I went from looking like a pubescent boy to a man. And during that period, first world problems, I was traveling a lot, so I didn't have time to change my passport. So by the time I was going through Abu Dhabi airport, because I had the layover from Sri Lanka.
This is killing me. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I've been in a similar situation, but I'll let you finish your story.
Okay. Well, so I essentially, you have to enter the country to then get back in to get your next flight. Wizz Air, budget airlines, you know the drill. But like, so essentially, on my way out, the guy's looking at me. He's looking at the passport. He's looking at me. He's looking at the passport. He's thinking something's not adding up.
In Abu Dhabi?
Yeah. And
that's scary.
But the thing is, no one had ever noticed, because it's just a tiny little F on your passport. No one had ever noticed that year. So I just didn't think anything of it. But yeah, he was like, come with me. He sends me into a back room, and there were like...
Zelah, I'm shitting myself.
There were 6 men talking about me in Arabic. And I was there like, my flight's in like 1 hour. I need to go. Yeah, I was really frightened. I was texting my girlfriend. I was like, I need receipts if I go missing. So I was like frantically texting my girlfriend. They were like, it's fine, they'll sort you out. They started asking really invasive questions, to be fair, like, what are you trying to be? Which, you know, is not the most comfortable thing
but
in
in
the
that
world.
situation, I bet you're actually scared.
Yeah, because you're in a country that you don't know.
And obviously, like, I think we're illegal there.
Yeah, we're illegal sounds almost cool.
I know, like, we're illegal there.
We're illegal.
Jesus.
But yeah, so like, but the thing is, I wasn't even trying to get in.
Banned.
But yeah, well, long story short, I got banned. So I had an official letter.
Don't worry,
that
I'm
says,
banned from Russia. Yeah, I know.
I
I'm
need to
banned.
why?
No, yeah, I just got a YouTube notification because of my content. It's LGBT, like, it's propaganda.
Well, I don't know if I'm banned. I got denied entry, but it probably doesn't look good.
But you weren't trying to get into the country. You were just trying to transfer flights.
Yeah. But because of the flight I was getting, because it was cheap, you have to enter the country to then go back in.
So scary.
Yeah, so I ended up having to get a new flight. I was stuck in that airport for, I think it was like 13 hours.
So you missed your flight?
Yeah.
Did your girlfriend get on the flight?
No, she went off. So I was alone this whole time.
She got on the flight?
Yeah, well, no, because so from Sri Lanka, she went to Vietnam. I had to go home to London to work. So I was alone this whole time.
Oh my blinking God.
Yeah.
That is so scary.
That was terrifying.
Oh my God. I'm like shivering.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why. Because I was in Dubai. Here's my story time.
Okay.
I was in Dubai and hey, got acrylics. And I was given my passport and I was like, oh shit, maybe let me do this. But the acrylics are so bait. So given my acrylics and then I got sent to another room like you. Room full of like men, and basically they didn't tell me I was banned, but they just was like, what are you, what are you here for, and all that stuff. But it's scary being interrogated. Well, they just was like, I was trying to get out of the country, and my passport scanned up, and it was like, it just went red, and then I had to go to like a person that was like behind, what are they called? Like the immigration people. Yeah. So I gave her my passport. She was looking at the details. I went to the female one because I was like, I'm not good for guys. I'm scared female. And she was just like looking at me funny. She saw my nails. And then she said, okay, you need to go down to the other one. And that was like a private room with like soldiers and shit in Dubai. And I was literally shitting myself. I was like, oh my God, it's over. I'm going to go to prison. And then I went to like an interrogation room, spoke about it, and they were like, that's fine, no worries. But they didn't really like ask about my nails or anything. They were just like, what are you doing here? Like, ask me loads of questions. But I knew it was because of my nails. Because they were looking at them and they were like, are you gay? And I'm basically
Well, are you sure it was just your nails?
Probably not. I wasn't wearing a beat though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, my version of casual, like is very different to someone else. I was in a tracksuit, but my tracksuit had bows on them. So,
right.
So I don't know if that helps. And I had a headband. I did have some fake freckles on, and then maybe a lip tint. So and a bit of mascara. So yeah, maybe my version of like trying to be straight isn't the straightest. But yeah, I've been in a similar situation to you when it's been quite scary.
Yeah, fair enough. It's not fun.
No, I don't think I'd ever go back.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd put myself in that position again. I was too scared.
Yeah. What was Dubai like?
Do you know what? Actually, in Dubai, it's the most safest country. The people there are so lovely. I think just getting in and getting out was just a bit scary just because it's like, you know, I'm not actually legal here. Like, do you know what I mean? So that's, what about for you? How did you find Abu Dhabi in that 10 minutes or no hours you was in Abu Dhabi for?
Well, I only saw the airport, so I have no idea. But like so things like Dubai have never really appealed to me. I think it's quite like concrete jungle for me. Then again, you know, if a brand ever flies me out there, I'm not gonna say no. But like, so I think, yeah, I didn't see much of it, but it was scary. Of course it's scary, especially like, I mean, I'm very lucky in the fact that visibly I pass. Now that my passport's changed, I do have passing privilege, so I can kind of just go about my life. I could if I wanted to visit Russia, I don't want to visit Russia, but if I wanted to, I'd probably be okay, because there's nothing on record to show that I'm trans, unless someone can identify my scars. But like, other than that, like, I'd be quite safe. So I'm quite lucky in that sense, but it's more just like, I wouldn't want to necessarily go to places like that.
Okay, no, I'm the same. I only went there because my best friend's sister lives there, and it was her birthday, so I was like, I have to go. Don't want to go, but I have to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. But it's actually a really nice country. Right, what's next for you? Final question.
Well, I've got a new agent who you've met.
Yes.
It's lovely. And at the moment, so I want to just work on building my personal training business. So before I went into the house, that was the aim. And then I went into the house and that was quite disruptive. So I want to start working on that. I'm going to start doing personal training properly in January. But at the same time, just like content creation, the things I love, the biggest thing I want to do with my platform is get involved in things I care about. And that's talking about trans issues, talking about things that just like mean a lot to me.
What can people do to support and do more?
I think the house is a good example of this, in the sense that like speaking out for people, but also when individuals in a certain marginalized group do speak out, uplifting them rather than talking over them. And also just like, I think education is probably one of the biggest things as well. I think a lot of, as I was saying earlier, people of colour, queer people, they're quite tired of having to have these conversations all the time, educate.
I'm shattered.
Yeah, absolutely tired. So I think, educating yourself is a really, really good way to go about it, because I think education is one of the most powerful tools we have. So
what do you think the lack of education is?
I think it's
a lot, but like just general.
I think it's misinformation is the biggest thing, right? You have these Daily Mail, The Sun articles that, like, you know, in about 5 words want to summarise what is quite a complex issue, which is, one, not realistic, and 2, the things that they're saying is usually just incorrect. And it's all about using one case, which usually isn't even true, and using that case against an entire marginalised community that are suffering so much. So I think education is so important because we need it to filter out the misinformation, because it's the misinformation that's harmful. But yeah,
I love that.
God, yeah.
Well,
see why my friend said I came across a trans philosopher. Jesus Christ.
No, this is great. Well, we'd love to hear it. We'd love to hear it on the pod. Thank you so much for coming on the pod.
Thank you for
Do you have a
having
question
me.
for me?
If you could have anyone on a podcast, dead or alive, who would it be?
Dead or alive? Amy Winehouse. I'm from Camden, so got to represent for the Camden Girlies.
Nice.
And she's obviously at Camden Girlies, so I would love to just chat to her. She's great.
Love that.
What about you? Who would you love to talk to?
Who would I like to talk to? I'm loving Zach Polanski at the moment.
Oh, who's that?
Leader of the Green Party.
Oh my God, first ever gay man, right?
He's incredible. Yeah, well, technically our health secretary's a gay man, but he's a bit of a twat, so.
Oh, didn't even know who that is.
Yeah.
I'm really not, I'm blonde when it comes to politics, but I know what's going on. But yeah, I'm voting green, I think. I'm voting green. Yeah, vote blinking green.
There we go.
Yeah, because apparently he's the first ever gay guy to, well, no, actually, am I chatting shit?
What, to lead a party?
It's been a long day.
He might be, yeah. But first ever
like leader for like a political party.
I think so.
Vote green. Ding.
Vote green.
Thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
I can't wait to see your journey. Like, I'm really, really excited. Thank you. Guys, make sure you blink and subscribe so we can have amazing guests like Zelah. Do you want to let everyone know your ats?
My ats at Zelah Glasson, so Zelah glass on.
Subscribe. See you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.